Welcome to Jason Caroline Design. I always think that your designs are an expression of yourself, as is also your appearance and your dress, and you're wearing some very, very cool things. So talk us about what you're wearing.
Oh, wearing, that's my area. This is from Fendi. And
Oh, I don't think we need to mention the names, unless they gave it to you for
sorry.
free of charge. But but great Chanel bracelet. But I love the shoes, and that's what stuck out for me. They're very, very cool.
thank you very much.
And different, because the first time I meet you, and when I think of Jason Caroline, I thought of it as very, very cool and edgy and very, very sweet as well. Sweet. Relatable.
Relatable, that's what we're trying to get.
Tell me a bit about your concept of your designs. I mean, everything is different according to your client, according to your mood, according to the environment, according to the space, and according to just how you feel. But if there is a common thread that runs through it, what would it be?
Well, you mentioned about fashion. Fashion is very important for us. Every season we go, shopping together
inspired.
to inspire. Fashion is very important for us.
And Hong Kong is a very fashionable city, one that follows and sets trends in that way, and you can see things that people wear and don't wear season by season. So where would you go for an inspiration living here in Hong Kong? Where would you go?
We go to all, boutiques, fashion boutiques, and also we go to countryside to be inspired by nature, not just, urban environments. But now that you mentioned fashion, I think if you use fashion as an analogy to our design, I would think that it's like a custom-made couture design, because we do a lot of high-end residentials, and we custom-make each project for the client. We tailor-make it for them.
Tell me a bit about the category that you were invited to judge this year. What was it and what did you see?
We were invited to do the student interior category. And what do we see is we only talk about the winner and the first runner-up. The winner was really, really good.
Okay, we don't need to specify who the
Okay.
winner was,
Okay,
but
no.
what did you see? Yeah.
They have, both of the winners, they have very strong concept. The only difference is the winner is very strong concept, and she can draw as well. She can express herself really well. The first runner-up, she has very, very strong concept as well, but the drawing technique may not be as good as the winner.
When you have a very strong concept, does that ever cause some kind of conflict with a client who may or may not have a very strong concept of his or her own?
If our own clients, most of them have a very pretty good idea of what they want and don't want, but they may not be able to express it in the form, or they may verbally be able to communicate with us. So we try to bring that out in them. So usually I don't think there's
We
a
inspire,
conflict.
we
Yeah.
inspire from the client, actually. Most of our projects.
We generate our design from the client, rather than we have a very strong concept and we give it to them, and whether they like it or not, that's not our style.
I was also wondering, coming back, you said something which really interested me. You said that the other candidate, the other winner, great, very, very strong concept, poor drawing skills. Not necessarily poor, but didn't quite match up to the concept level. Is that something that would bother you?
Yes, because I practice and I teach at the same time, because I find drawing is very important. Because if you can't draw, if you have a big concept, you cannot draw it out, you cannot present it to the client, then there's no concept.
And forgive me if I'm wrong, but so many people turn to the computer these days. Where does this all
That's the
fit
main
in?
problem, because computer generate the same concept. It's very easily to generate the same image from different people, but hand drawing could produce many infinitive concepts on the paper. It's
And so
very
you
important.
both hand draw still to this day?
Hand drawn, computer drawn, or use multimedia. Yeah.
Computer is a tool, an additional
One of the
tools.
tools. One of the tools.
One of the tools as
Yeah.
opposed to the tool, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the other things that you look out for. You're, say, for example, trying to spot talent. your talent spotters at these awards. Did you spot some serious talent, say, from the rest? Are they all like, let's just forget about them? Or did you just see in some of those who didn't win, there are areas that can realistically be turned around after some work?
The standard generally is pretty high, very high. And the good thing about this judging process is that after each student present their project, we actually talk to them and we give them some of our advice. So hopefully, in time, they can digest our advice and move on and get better, be better.
I was just wondering, because I know that you studied at Cornell, which is one of the leading universities worldwide when it comes to architecture specifically. How do these students measure up? How do they fare with students graduating from a top worldwide, truly international, brand name architecture training school?
I find actually that I was very, very impressed with the amount of work they put in and the presentation skills, which is maybe as strong or even stronger than the school I come from. But conceptual-wise, I would think that some of them may need to work on this area a bit more, because concept is is a very vague subject, so it's very difficult for anyone to teach them exactly what a concept is.
And Jason, some closing thoughts. We live in challenging times worldwide. I mentioned this to another judge as well. We're all affected by our space and our environment, or at least we should be, and our work should be. And you're talking about fashion earlier on. We live in slightly challenging, difficult, sad times perhaps, where we're talking about two major wars continuing, also global financial crisis, serious challenges to our environment right here on our doorstep in Asia and much, much further afield.
What do we do now?
What do we do now? Well, I'm not expecting you to solve the world problems, but we have presidents and governments for that. But what do you expect, or have you seen that impact seep into the work of this year's candidates?
Wow, very difficult question, huh?
Did you see anything different this year than perhaps you hadn't seen in years previous?
I think last year people generate a lot of projects, and they have good budgets, and I'm sure the entry this year would be a lot more than the previous year. One of the reasons, like the high budget, the quality may be better, and more project last year. So, what's your question again?
My question is, have you seen some of the impact from the world events come through?
The effect on our field takes place at least half a year or 9 months after it happens. So this just happened. The market just crashed, 2 months ago. I think we're expecting some effect to take place maybe early next year or middle of next year. But at the moment, all seems to be very well.
We really look forward to seeing how this all continues to evolve and to grow. So, Jason, Caroline, thank you very much for joining this year's judging panel yet again, and for being such an old friend of Perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.